Order has somewhat been restored in the Phantom's lair. This is the Phantom speaking, back, or somewhat back. Just mentally, I'm not here, Chief.
You
The lair is back to normal. I had enough of you talking to yourself. You do it enough here in the office. Had to come back and sort you out, but I'm just ready for the EPL Supercoach season.
No, you're done.
I've
Done with the AFL.
Had enough.
Jeez, you need a lift. You need to be a bit more positive. You sound a bit like the old hipster of the olden days there, Phantom.
I'm not that negative.
Sure. Can you talk about something a bit more positive, Matt, for me? Or?
Oh, Kenny.
Matt Turner.
He's lined up 5 names.
Yep.
Lined up hipster.
He has.
On his way out.
Got a couple of stings out of him this year,
Ooh.
old Kenny. But yeah, it's good to have you back.
Well,
I nearly
really?
did the intro myself there. It's just forgotten, muscle memory these days.
Head's got bigger since I've been away.
Having the shoulders have become a little bit sore carrying Supercoach here, Phants. And yeah, another solid week from me and another, got to find it, your favourite sting becoming synonymous with the old Phantom is...
I was top of the pod last week and I wasn't here. Now I'm Bob.
And then can we address...
Had to wear...
the big old elephant in the room.
Oh, what is it?
You had to go every week, 5 names, not answering his phone. The people who listened last week will know you joined that list.
How many times did you call me?
3.
Oh,
did you listen back?
This is a true story, okay? I didn't tell you this last week.
Okay.
We took the family up to the Gold Coast.
Yep.
Unpacking the boot, wet and wild. Good fun.
Yeah.
My phone was in the bag. My wife pulled it out. She said, Hayden, missed call. Said, don't worry about it. Put it back in the bag.
Oh, no. Unbelievable. Dog the boys, dog the lair. In the pan, an early pan nomination there. Plenty of people put you in the pan last week, and I actually forgot to put you in the pan and sizzle you away. So rest assured we'll get you in there this week for that
I am
disgraceful action.
The Crows are top. Had to bring some South Australian flavour back to this podcast. There's too much of that blue and yellow crap.
Mighty Weagles nearly got the job done, and I would have been ultra smug if that had happened as well. Let's get to the round of Phants.
Sure.
Let's get to
what happened.
Let's touch on King of Bop. Let's start right there because, bottom of the pod. Congratulations.
2-5-1-6. Not good.
Tough.
Fell
it
behind.
Wasn't as big around this week. We had multiple 3K pluses while you were enjoying sunning it up there, Phantom, up on the Gold Coast. But yeah, back to sort of a bit more of reality this week. Top score of 2,800, round the mark. But yeah, 300 shy there for your Phants.
Brodie Grundy captain. Few of the similar names hurting me. Dawson, Rao, just can't make up any ground on you. You're 230 ahead of me now. I dropped down 540 spots, sitting 3-5-3-2 overall. So I'm just limping to the line. But now hours gone past me. BWAP, don't like it, but I can take that. The one thing I cannot take, and it cannot happen, is Dan Batten cannot pass me.
Okay.
Just behind me, and I'm limping to the finish line. He's got a trade left too. That can't happen. That's what I'm focusing on now.
Yep.
Cannot finish behind Dan.
Okay. Then into EPL and NFL for you there.
Yep.
Reminder, they are open now, so go make your EPL and NFL teams if you are into
this
those
week,
sports.
EPL.
Yep. And then we've got SuperCoach finals coming as well, so for AFL and NRL as well. So SuperCoach finals, we can play. You can reset your team, start fresh in SuperCoach finals, so keen for that. But look, you mentioned Brodie Grundy in your team captain. Some huge news coming our way. It's going to be the focus of this episode as well. What's the Goss with Goss coming soon to discuss more around that. And yeah, not the only out, so more bullets coming our way. But let's talk about...
And you've got your contact book out too.
I do.
Ooh.
Big guest coming, so stay tuned. Huge guest.
5 names?
Maybe 5 names as well.
Has he answered yet?
Let's speaking of 5 names.
You can call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things.
He's in the land of McGregor. He's in Ireland at the moment. And we'll be giving the great man a call. We don't know his Irish name. He's no longer Cinco Nombres or Fev Nam, I think it was, from Norway. He's now something else. But we'll have to ring old 5 names, find out what's the crack over there in Ireland. So... keen to find out more from him there, but he was middle of the pod this week at 25-35.
How'd I lose
edging over you, 19 points. I don't know. I think he had, who was his uniques? He had some loose units on the Thilthorpe
captain.
Thilthorpe captain, yeah.
He's on 6 at quarter time.
Yep. So anyway, big performance from him. He's now 11,589th overall though. So really pushed that out a bit there. Old Five Names has. But Dossy, top of the pod. Not my greatest week either. We were all in the 2500s, 2567 for me. My rank is still just within the top 2K and still top 1%. So ranked 1,997, 1997, about roughly when I was born, maybe a few years shy there, Phant. But
good year for the Crom.
Good year for the Crom. Let's get into our
still
heroes.
Talking about, you still using age jokes?
I'm trying. Let's get into some heroes and villains for the week. Who was your hero this week, Phant? And we know you had a tough week, but you surely had a few heroes out in the park.
Caleb Strong gets a special mention. Big start, then slowed, then almost the game-winning intercept. Adelaide Oval here, then pumped it in long. Alex Pearce took the mark. Big spike to his score, late beat Andy Brayshaw, thankfully. But not. Hasn't happened much this year, but it happened again. But my hero of the week, Hugh Boxall, who, I don't need Lockie Neal when I got Hugh Boxall scoring 92 Supercoach points in the end, was pretty good late as well. I think it was on 48 or close to 50 at halftime. Faded in the third, had a good last quarter. So thankfully, he's back in the team, scoring well, because I need him this week, even more so. After we'll get to that in What's the Goss with Doss.
I've got a double hero this week, maybe even a triple. I'm going very positive this week. Jordan Dawson on the Sunday, immense against my poor
14
Eagles.
tackles.
146 he scored, along with same score as Matty Rao, who has been arguably my pick of the season
hard
now.
watch.
Scoring 146. So up to a near 120 average for the season, Matty Rao. And I've mentioned it the last few weeks. People could have picked him up for mid 400Ks at one point, and he's one of the best, performing players over the last 10 plus rounds. So a huge hero for me. But my hero for another week in the row as well, and this guy almost gets the top because just in terms of what I expected versus what I got, Tim Kelly, another ton, was looking even bigger. Yeah,
where's
so
enough alarm?
Looking even bigger on the weekend against the Crom. Nearly led us to victory over there in the West. So, yes, bit of a nuff alarm for the Weagles fan here, but Tim Kelly easily 102 for the week and picked him up at bargain basement with my last trade. So,
it's actually looking okay.
Looking
Tim Kelly.
Good. I'd say pretty good. What's the Goss with Doss, and a huge addition this week, Phantom, as we sort of teased off the top. Brodie Grundy to come quickly in a minute, but Zach Merrett as well is the other bullet that we've copped. So some of us, including Phantom, probably why you're a bit flat, you've got Zach Merrett as well.
He was about to go in the pan too. 40, I think, at halftime as well. Yelling at my TV. Got a bit of attention from Mullen, the Cats. Pulled out almost 100 points second half.
Huge.
And which would have been with a broken hand.
Yep. So broken hand, booked in for surgery as well. He is hopeful.
Come on, Zach.
To play in round 24. So
250.
Hopefully for coaches out there without a trade or, hoping to get him to come back versus Carlton in round 24. Yeah, as you said, will be his 250th game if he does play that round.
And that'll be their first game, round 24 too. They're going to play that other game at the end.
Yep.
Which won't count.
Good to mention that. In fact, that is part of What's the Goss with Doss.
Ooh.
Yeah, that game won't count. So if you're planning any of your trades this week around getting a double game for Gold Coast because they're playing the extra game, it doesn't. That game against Essendon, which, boy, oh boy, that could be juicy as well for the Gold Coast Suns, but that will not be counting for SuperCoach. It obviously was part originally of opening round, which the opening round scores didn't count for our season either. They just counted for price changes. So those scores will not count. It's just important to know you're not going to get a double game week. You're not going to get a cheat code bringing in these Suns or these Essendon players. Yeah, that won't be happening. So good to point out that in What's the Goss with Doss. But the big one, and I'll get another sound here for this. Brodie Grundy.
Yep.
Brodie Grundy, mentioned it a couple of times. So ruled out, so late in the game, got a head knock. Initially ruled okay. That's the first word we got. It was all good.
Well, past the HIA.
Past HIA, all good to go. Reported symptoms though, and now he's
on
set.
Sunday.
Yeah, on the Sunday. So he's now set to miss definitely this week. And Phantom.
Well, 12-day concussion protocols, we know. Yeah.
So hopefully okay to go for against West Coast, which we're all looking forward to as a massive matchup, as well as this week against Geelong.
13. I think that's 13 or 14 days. Interesting to hear Dean Cox on radio on Monday morning use the word might be back for the West Coast game. Might.
Yeah, so we saw, I think, a similar situation with Lockie Whitfield, and it might have been the same matchup even against the West Coast that he missed from memory. Missing the 2 games after that. So
disappointing.
No, but flat if he misses that. That's another double hundy there. But hopefully, all the best
we'll
for
never
Brodie
know.
Grundy.
My quote card won't be wrong if you get to. And you also, is Grundy's 200 a couple of weeks ago. You just claimed it as well.
That was my call. You actually read my.
I said 2 double hundreds in the run home. You just all of a sudden decided to go, he's going to score 200 this week.
You read my notes on the run sheet about that. So definitely my call to make there. But look, it's a massive thought and especially massive implications for the race to 50K. And we are about to speak to the number 1 coach. So teased it out at the start. Hok Baby, Coach Jordan. He's coming number 1 overall, has been for a little while here, and we'll be speaking to him in a minute, but I just want to give a lay of the land for the listeners as well. So coming first overall, 51 points separating first and second, which that is a tight race up the top. We don't, the last couple of years has not been this tight. We've got 51 points from first to second, 146 total points from first to third now. And it blows out a little bit. We've got 214 down to 4th, 245 to 5th, 266 to 6th. But Phantom, every one of the top 5 coaches owns Brodie Grundy. So there could be some big point swings if there are some trades up the sleeve, which, I mean, that is a lot to ask at this point in the year. It might just be riding out flex until the end of the season. But really some big decisions to make if there is a trade up the sleeve.
The good thing with Brodie Grundy too, at 746, you can get anyone in the competition.
Yep.
So interested to see if number 1 coach Jordan does have a trade. Will he tell us he has a trade? Will he tell us his plans? Will he give away his secrets? We'll find out.
We will find out. So interesting though, absolutely washed. Coach number 6.
It's me.
It sounds like you. It should be your team name next year. That's Josh, the only coach inside the top 10, I believe. I'd have to look it up again, but definitely in the top 5, 6. He's coming 6th. No Grundy. And as I mentioned, 266 points behind. Could the chase be on there? So interesting to see there. Let's have a chat though.
Yep.
We mentioned off the top. Let's have a chat to Hok Baby. See how he's going. All right, Phantom, we are lucky enough to be joined by the number 1 overall coach, Hok Baby. Jordan, coach of Hok Baby, how are you, mate? How is it travelling as the number 1 super coach in the country at the moment?
I haven't been nervous probably until this week, just because there was no real expectations before the season. I've been since year 11. That was 7 years ago. Now, but see how we go.
First Supercoach season in 7 years, and you're number 1.
Yeah, I know.
Love it.
Unbelievable. So I've just had a look through the records as well. You took the lead in round 13. Then you've been number 1 overall in 8 out of 10 rounds since. And I think when you're not, you've been 2nd overall. So, I mean, how's the season been? Walk us through what you've had a pretty good run at it.
Yeah. I think after I had a look at it just before, this morning, and I was 30,000th in round 2, or round I can't remember, one of the and funny story, I only started doing coach because one of my best mates had no ball in his league the day before the season, and reluctantly the team on the Wednesday before the first, and then I don't know, just watched as usual, and just gone.
So you've done a team on the Wednesday. I spent, Dossie and I here talking for 6 months looking at our teams, tinkering with it. You've done a team on a Wednesday because your mate got you into it. If you win the 50K, what does he get?
Oh, what he's given me is I'm league. I'm 18-0, so I haven't lost yet. So I've been excluded from, so that's a good start. But I said footy trip if we a bit of money on a card, so that'll be a bit of fun.
Unbelievable. Yeah, sorry to the listeners, a bit of a choppy line. I think that's on our end, not Hok Baby's fault, but we'll push through because this is some great stuff here. Now, I just wanted to know, how long do you spend sort of a week? You've mentioned you sort of put together your team on the Wednesday before the season. How long do you spend a week? And, you've already mentioned kind of you're not really, no expectations, so the nerves haven't been even there by the sounds of things either. But do you spend much time every week watching footy or, checking your team, thinking about trades now that you're into the season?
Yeah, I mean, at the season, not really. And then, I watch your, I watch, what's the other one? I think and then there's George, so sort of the main three, and then there's another one for captain picks. But yeah, probably the last 2 months, I don't know, like 1 to 2 hours a week, looking at it, working out like matchups and that sort of thing. But yeah, like as soon as I sort of got to the top 50, then it started to get serious. But like I'll always watch footy, like every year, still play footy. So yes, just watching it now, it's getting a little bit more nervous. At the gym on Sunday, deciding whether to captain or gone, and my gut was gone, but then went with Bont, which was a little bit of a lower of a score, but definitely more serious because the stage of the year that we're at.
Yep. Now, you don't have to give this away because it's very tight there at the top end. Do you have any trades left? Are you going to tell us your plan? Brodie Grundy out this week. We know you've got him. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'll let you guys and the listeners to have a guess if I've got any trades. But
I respect that.
The thing with Grundy, like I was just he was old, and so I didn't have him all year.
Yep.
Because I thought he'd drop. And then like I just went through my ruck trades. Like I went round 10, I went TDK to Sherry. Then round 30, I went Merrett back to TDK. Then 15, so when Gawn he had the bye. Yeah, a tough run. So I went Gawn to Luke Jackson when he got his 186. And luckily vice captained him that week as well. Then round 17, because I'd brought TDK back in, TDK back to Gawn. And then round 9, Sherry got suspended. I went Sherry to Grundy, and that's definitely kept me at the top, because that would have been negative like 800 points or something at this point. He's gone ballistic. But trades wise, we'll have.
Well, that's a lot of moves there. But you've done well. The rest of the team must be looking okay. You must have made some good trades along the way to then be able to maneuver like that. Take us through some of your other non-ruck moves that have worked out this year.
And the first one was the week that everyone was talking about Bailey Humphrey marriage. And I just didn't think Humphrey was going to stay just because, Gold Coast, most of their top 10 players. So brought in Marriage, which ended up being, as anyone who brought him in was a very, very good pick. So brought Marriage in before the price, and same with Riley Bice, and then traded them out late in the year, but they were, I don't know, sort of 400K each. Held Zach Reed through, he had like a 19 or something one week, and most people traded him. So held him through that until he got to sort of 400-ish as well. And then the other two, McCarthy, like everyone brought McCarthy in, but I've still got him, and he's been. And then probably a left of centre one was Erasmus. It was he was on the bubble, and he was then named sub, and a lot of people that trade. But I remember watching him the week, I think it was the week before, and when he sub, I thought he was pretty good, so I just kept him on the bench, and I ended up trading him out for, but he was scoring me hundreds for probably a month when I had there was a forward who was out. Oh, McRae. I kept McRae through his injury, and Erasmus averaged what McRae does. So, I think those were the moves. And then, like Jason Horne-Francis, when a lot of people jumped off him earlier in the year, like I think the one thing in terms of strategy that helped me this year, and not coming from past Supercoach years, I didn't really have a strategy in, but like you pick premiums at the start of the year for a reason, like Horne-Francis, and to, pretty shit games, like you don't just trade them out after two bad games. So just holding faith in those sort of players that were underperforming, but, picked them for the year. That's probably the one thing, and not burning trades on sideways early in the year.
Yeah, love it. That's something I definitely need to learn, I think, going into next year, always running out of trades too early. I was wondering, in these last couple of weeks, are the nerves starting to build now? And how do you plan on sort of watching these last couple of weeks? Are you gonna just wait until the end of the round? Are you going to be hanging on every single possession out of your players? And are you going to be looking around at the other guys in the top 5 and sort of seeing, because it's a pretty tight race up the top?
Yeah, I've already got a list on my notes, my point of difference too, and just working out, who's got the better matchups, and hoping that certain players that he's got get tagged. And but yeah, like there was the Brodie Grundy VC last week. Like I was playing footy and I had the runner midway through the last quarter and tell me Grundy's score. And if I wanted to, go and score it, if I wanted to take it or just keep Grundy. So yeah,
love that.
Definitely keeping a close eye on things. But thing all year, like I've got my team. Like can't really do anything about it. So if I win, I win. If I don't, then I've done better than what I would have imagined. So whatever happens, happens.
He's a bit of a footy player yourself. So what sort of Supercoach player are you out there on the field there?
It has from the boundary a few times. The boys yell it out to my opponent, just asking if I've raised the Supercoach discussion. But yeah, it's a bit of fun.
Unbelievable. Love that, Jordan. And we do wish you luck on the run home, and hope the nerves don't get too messy on the run home. I know it's going to be a tough couple of weeks watching, but we do wish you all the best and appreciate your time jumping on. And hopefully we can catch up with you next week or the week after, and perhaps you'll be 50K richer. So appreciate your time there.
No worries, boys. Thanks, guys.
I'm changing tack next year, Chief, because it's not working for me. I'm just going to pick my team on Wednesday. I'm not even going to register for Supercoach until the day before the first game, which what Jordan has done. I wasn't even going to play.
Yeah, that is crazy.
His mate better be good
for 7 years was it as well?
Better be a good footy trip. He'll win, shout his mate as well. But some of those moves, I mustn't be far off, because it sounded like my team.
And it's
good to know that he listens to the show, because we've had it in the past. I think we've had one, never heard of us.
Yep.
Top coach. So good to hear and see that Jordan listens and watches the show.
Yep. A little bit of a choppy line, and that I think that's on our end, but we'll get it. We'll get that sorted for next chat, and hopefully he's got the 50K in the bank. And
that is commitment as well. Having the runner
come out
for your VC and C calls, unbelievable.
I actually might do this. I might employ that tactic next year, I reckon.
You don't need to.
No, awesome stuff.
When you play the early game, mate, doesn't matter. No AFL games on that point.
That's actually true. Thanks again to Jordan, coach of Hok Baby, number 1 overall in the country right now. Has that 51 point.
Do you think he's got a trade
from second? I reckon he might have a sneaky trade. He might have a sneaky trade.
He's trading. He's traded a ruckman every week.
I wonder, like with flex this year though. He's got. The thing is, he does have bench cover with a Clay Hall there in the midfield, and the forward line he doesn't have cover, but like he's got he's got something where he can swing for the other position. So you'd hope he at least has just the one donut, and then which will be taken up by flex. So essentially won't be sacrificing anything on field. You just hope that everyone can lift to the occasion. But yeah, Wes, coach of W, coming in second, who is chasing him down with 51 points behind as we
scored exactly the same, those two teams on the weekend.
Yep. And also, yeah, both have Grundy as well. So
good pods. Wes got Dunkley and Noah Anderson.
Yeah, could be. All right, well, we wish everyone in the top 10 and beyond, and in the top 10K, in the top 100K, in the top 200K, the best on the run home. Phantom, let's get into something that you've been working on. And I took the reins last week and delivered some fantastic targets for the folks. But if people do have trades, and there are people out there still playing for leagues as well who do, conserve those trades a little bit longer than most, let's get to your top targets for the week. Looking specifically today at the Grundy Merrett trade options, if you are going to trade them and if you're in a prelim and have to jump on those, hey, fans?
Now, again, you might not be able to get to some of these guys, but I think we've spoken about this guy in every show for the past month. You and I both have said this is a guy that's going to hurt us in the run home, and he has.
Killed us.
Wanganeen-Milera last 4 rounds, 149, 162, 108, 149. Went back, played behind the ball again against the Tigers late. Came with a bullet. Saints, as we mentioned, big draw on the run home. They play Essendon. Poor old Brodie Goldstein Essendon at Marvel Stadium. If you can get to him, he's the play. VC or C wins the game Saturday night. By the looks of it. Friday night. Yeah. Great VC option as well if you can get to him. But sticking with the Saints, number 2, Rowan Marshall, an option for Brodie Grundy, given, as we just mentioned, he comes up against poor old Toddy Goldstein. Yep. Rowan Marshall from Brodie Grundy. Now, again, we mentioned Brodie Grundy at that price. You can go to anyone. Rowan Marshall, 557K. Been a little bit up and down, but we know he can score big. And I reckon he's probably going to do that, you'd think, against Todd Goldstein and the Bombers on Friday night. So Grundy to Marshall is probably what I would do if I had a trade. Yeah. But I don't. A few others close in that one. Tristan Sherry, number 3 on the top targets, given the Brodie Grundy injury.
Yeah.
Didn't score.
Yeah, we were hoping for a bigger score, but, maybe a bit of rust, couple of weeks off, weeks off.
Didn't score exactly what we were expecting, but the Tigers...
Still turned up.
Tigers this week for the Kangaroos. Tristan Sherry dropped 150 on the Tigers earlier in the year. 5, what's his price over here in front of me? But, again, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Trading Brodie Grundy. Yeah. If you're not looking for a ruckman to replace, you're looking in the midfield for an option. You don't have as much cash. Zach Merrett, he is down now to almost 500K. I think 505K for Zach Merrett. So you want to look at someone in a similar price bracket, or if you have Lachie Neale and you haven't traded him yet, similar. Ed Richards, 538K, back to his best on the weekend against the D's. 148, 3 Supercoach tons now on the trot after that 62-point performance against the Lions. The Eagles at Marvel this week for the Dogs. So a bit of a point of difference play there, only in 7.4% of teams and at 538K. So Ed Richards, if you're looking for an almost straight swap from Zach Merrett. Jack Sinclair as well. These are tied for the top 5. We've got 5, 6 and 7 here. Jack Sinclair, we know, great draw for St Kilda. Then Jordan Dawson and Isaac Rankin. Big game for the Crows this weekend against the Pies on Saturday night. And then North Melbourne to finish the year. Dawson, we know he's back in form. Back-to-back 140-point scores. And Isaac Rankin, 490K. Pushed him back into the midfield, Matthew Nixon, on the weekend. 62% CBAs. I think he's been below 20.
Yeah, it wasn't until, I don't reckon, until after half-time or they were struggling and they had to put him in there.
Yeah, below 15 last 3 weeks. Before that, below 32% or lower. So Is that what they're going to do for the finals? The big games? Maybe. 490k could be worth the effort. So 5, 6, 7, Sinclair, Dawson and Rankin, all about the same. Sinclair's not as cheap as he once was. Neither is Dawson. Rankin's the good value there. So Rankin and Richards, if you're looking for something a bit more unique and a bit more value.
It'll be interesting as well. I mean, we might have, who knows, we might have more bullets to deal with later in the week, whether it's players being managed on the run home. I'd be definitely keeping an eye out on some more of that, unfortunately, coming our way, whether it's the old faithful Geelong doing it to some of our star players or some other teams looking to get a rest in to some studs. So
what would you do?
Keeping those
If you had
targets
a trade
in
with
mind.
Brodie Grundy, what would you do?
Yeah, it's really tough up the top. The Roma for the sugar hit this week could be nice. And they've got, and the thing is for the ruck as well, like if you're bringing in a Wanganeen-Milera, maybe they, or say a Sinclair, probably more specifically a Sinclair, could cop a bit of attention from GWS in the final round. But with Rowan Marshall, he's actually got 2 great matchups in a row, because you've got, the poor old Toddy Goldstein this week, and then you've got GWS next week, who, as again, Sherry didn't have a monster score, but he still tonned up. And then the week before that, he had 200 scored on his head. So I think I would probably go the Rowan Marshall route if I was, if I had those trades on my sleeve. But hopefully for everyone up there, and hopefully for me as well, Grundy does come back for the West Coast matchup, and you can just survive with the flex this week. And that's hopefully what most of us have to deal with. Let's get into some VC and C options, Phant, and then why don't we give our boy 5 names a call?
Well, hopefully this time.
It's a bit later. It's a bit later in the afternoon.
Where is he? Oh, and they said he's in Ireland.
He's in Ireland. So let's get to some C and VC options for the week. You mentioned probably the plethora of options we've got in the first game this week. No Thursday game. Oof. So we've got a double header on Friday though, so plenty of options for VCC there. But the ones you want to look at again, St Kilda up against Essendon. Now Essendon were more valiant in defeat on the weekend, just gone. We're expecting a bit of a bloodbath against Geelong. Didn't get that. Bailey Smith was obviously a great VC option, but Max Holmes did not deliver what we wanted. I think it was a sub-ton in the end.
Yep, 99.
For him, so 99.
We 99 on the weekend. Nick Dacos, 99.
But again, Nazire would be probably my number 1 VC option if I had him. But yeah, just the guy's in such form at the moment. It's just crazy, but really.
I'll think about Jack Sinclair too.
Yep. So pretty much any Saint. I mean,
Rowan Marshall.
Should we look at a sneaky little Jack McRae?
Sinclair 120, 132, 128, 135 in the past 4 rounds.
I like all those options. Don't mind a bit of Matty Rowell on the first game on Saturday, just given his form. Up against GWS could cop attention unless they roll with, I think Noah Anderson seems to be the guy getting tagged because Matt Rowell's just that inside bull.
Yeah, a bit easy not that he's easy to stop, but the way Matt Rowell goes the footy, you're not going to stop him.
I think my 2, the ones that I'm going for those, so those are all great options. My VCC is going to be Jordan Dawson up against the Pies.
Yep.
My VC into the easiest captain probably of the season, Phant v West Coast.
Yep. Like it. Phant.
So,
C for me. And they'll probably look at, like I said, Jack Sinclair on the Friday night. Gawn against Lloyd Meek. You just back in Max Gawn on the MCG on Saturday afternoon. Another one.
By the way, with Grundy going down, another subplot, he was leading total points in Supercoach. Max Gawn is only like 3 points behind him. So we probably can assume, unless Max Gawn takes his own rest in the next 2 weeks, Max Gawn will be the total point leader in Supercoach again.
Yep, again.
So an amazing career from Maxi, but he's looking to take that title again.
I reckon Sinclair or Gawn into Phant for me.
Yep.
I think you got to finish with Phant, don't you?
I think, yeah. So easily. Let's give our man a call.
Come on. 7 weeks. Pull his picture down. Off the wall. Doesn't deserve to be there.
We gave him a sleep in as
We
well.
might
this
not let him
time.
back in the Lair next
No.
week. He is back in the country this week.
Oh, is he?
Unless he's flying. He was flying to London, wasn't he, on Monday?
Yeah. Said he was. He's too
He'd
busy,
wanna be.
too busy splitting the G last night. Had to have a big old sleep in. Oh,
I'm
dear.
off him.
Yep. All right. I think that's enough from Sim. 5 names. Middle of the pod, not even bot. So,
Wait, we'll give him one more. It says
One
he's
more.
active now.
okay. You probably just checked it.
Last chance.
All right. Come on, Sim. Five names.
Active now too.
Active. He's active. No. Too many G's last night. Too many Guinness. No. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
No. Hope he's having fun over in Ireland.
Why not make it back in next week?
Ban him from the Lair.
7 weeks, no answer.
No. I've still got the music going, but that's unintentional. We need to get to, before we wrap up, Phantom. You can hear it sizzling away in the background. Let's chuck him in there to start with.
He's in the pen.
5 names in the pan. Not answering our calls. You're in there too with him. Not answering it
And my
last
whole
week.
team's in the pan as well.
Your whole team's
Get
in the
my team
pan.
in the pan.
Sam Panda's in the pan
Oh.
for me again. Not even playing last week, sizzling away. By the way, I saw there's one coach in the top 10 with Sam Flanders in that team, so
Ooh.
shout out. I think his name. That is Mitch. That's Mitch who potential.
Must be part of the show.
Yeah, maybe.
He did say he would pick up.
He said he'd pick up if we called him, so maybe we'll put that to the test.
Well, we might be looking
The next
for a
week or two.
third member for
We
2026.
could be.
Are we coming back for the AFL final show?
Should we? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments in the Spotify comments as well. By the way, Apple and Spotify review, Apple review, rating and review would be much appreciated this time of year if you've enjoyed the show and you're still listening to this point. Clearly you're a fan of the Lair. We've been dry lately. Given we stopped the ever since 5 names dyed the hair, we've run out of ratings there. So ratings and reviews across all channels would be really appreciated on the run home here. And let us know what you'd want to hear more of next year, what you liked, what you didn't like, and we'll work on improving the Lair for 2026.
People's pan.
Mhm.
A few come through here. On X, Gibbo says Brodie Grundy's concussion doctor. Let the big dog play.
Yep.
Good Ash.
Hope he's all right, though.
Serious
Grunt.
issue concussion.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay.
Hope the guns are
Dino,
right.
I'll nominate all of you that had trades left from round 18 onwards.
Yeah.
Dino in.
Still wondering if Hok Baby is one of those players. Don't know.
Hawksy says Cooper Lord for adding himself to the list of taggers. Tagged Noah Anderson on the weekend.
Yes.
Did a good job.
Yep.
That's fair. No, Cooper Lord definitely in the pan.
Brian, yep.
Daniel says Max Holmes used my last 2 trades to bring him in and slap the VC on him. After anti-potting him all season and doing well regardless, currently ranked 19th.
Oh, he had to go big.
I bring him in for that, and now no trades left to deal with Grundy.
No.
Daniel.
Yeah, that's a big sizzle for Holmesy. Needs to go bigger.
Spencer says me for trading in Grundy last week.
Oh.
That's hipster areas.
Oh, that's
You know, the
so
infamous
harsh.
Matt Turner hipster trade, trading
We've
Jack
been-
McRae at
honestly.
850,000.
We've been
Got injured.
saying it, like I would have still done it as well. If I had, if you had the money, who else were you going to go? Grundy's just the most informed player in the comp.
Well, Mitchie D has a message for those who went Grundy. Not so much a pan, but a finger point and a laugh at those that sold the farm and spent all their trades on Grundy. Sucked in.
Okay,
Mitchie D, long time hipster #1 fan.
Well, maybe Mitchie D can go on the pan. That's tough.
Yep.
That's harsh. Too harsh.
Noah Anderson, a couple of mentions from Matthew
Yeah.
and Dunno in the
That
pan.
was like Butters' areas from the week before.
Yep.
Like a 55. I think, by the way, number 2 overall has him. So that would have hurt. big
Lordy
time.
says, Lockie Ash.
Yeah, Ash was also, that popped off on social, so very popular player. Scores a 40. And he was on the bench for the last 20 minutes as well, so
yeah.
not sure what was going on there. Maybe another one to watch
Adam Kingsley
for
in the pan.
later on in the week. Don't know if it's just because he was copying a hard tag. But yeah, tagged and then went to the bench for the last 20.
Martin Lovett to finish off on a good one here from Martin. solo podcast.
Yep.
In the pan.
In the pan.
And people who don't take calls from HK DOS.
Absolutely. All of those people in the pan. 5 names in the pan again. We're not answering.
Try him again. Was that it?
One last.
One. And this is it. If he doesn't answer, he's not coming on the Lair next week. This can be the outro as well.
Okay.
So if he doesn't pick up, we'll see you next week on the Lair. Good luck in round 23.
Good luck.
Banned from the Lair.
Yep.
Go Crom.